The General Conference President, Elder Ted Wilson, accompanied by his wife Nancy, is back in the Southern Africa Indian Ocean Division, this time visiting the Southern Africa Union Conference SAU. From the Eastern Central Africa Division, Elder Ted Wilson jetted in KwaZulu-Natal Free State Conference on Monday the 13th of February at the Mangosuthu Buthelezi Airport in Ulundi. He was accompanied by the Southern Africa Indian Ocean Division President, Dr. Harrington Simuya Kombwa, his wife Monde, SID Executive Secretary Pastor Gideon Renike, the Vice President for the Southern Africa Indian Ocean Division, Dr. Jongimpi Papu. From the SAU, the delegation was led by the SAU President Dr. Paul Shongwe, his Executive Secretary Pastor Mandla Lupondwane, the KwaZulu-Natal Free State Conference President Dr. Clifford Nhlapo, and other church members. Elder Wilson and his entourage were welcomed by the pathfinders at the airport and the master guides, and shortly after a brief march, Elder Wilson and his entourage drove to the House of Assembly. Elder Ted Wilson and the delegation of the leaders from KwaZulu-Natal Free State Conference, the Southern Africa Union Conference, and the Southern Africa Indian Ocean Division visited the Zululand District Municipality. Church members in the region warmly welcomed the leaders. Awaiting Elder Ted Wilson and his team at the old legislative building in Ulundi was the mayor and his team, who took the visitors to meet the traditional Prime Minister, His Majesty Zulu Nation, Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi. The Prince shared the history of Adventism in the royal family and the strong influence Adventist and health principles and the teachings of Sister Ellen White and how they've impacted his life. The mayor and Dr. Nhlapo, together with Dr. Paul Shongwe, took turns to introduce the visitors from the General Conference and the SID. The Southern Africa Indian Ocean Division President, Dr. Harrington Simuya Kombwa, thanked the Prince for his unwavering support in upholding the Adventist philosophy and principles. He further challenged the church in the SAE territory to continue to grow in numbers and highlighted that the year 2023 will see intensive evangelism taking place in the SAU territory.
We are not yet ready for the coming of Jesus, and that's why as a church, we have decided this year 2023, we are all, coming from all the 23 countries, we are going to converge on South Africa. We are going to be like they do it in the villages, and I am proud that I grew up in the villages. In the village, when they wanted to help one another, they would say, let's all come with our hoes. We plow that field, we finish. Then we go to the next one. And this is what SID has decided to do. We are coming on to South Africa. The first message of the Adventist Church that came to this part of the world, it first landed at Cape Town and passed through here, went to Zimbabwe, Solusi. And from there, it went on to Rusangu, Zambia.
Dr. Kombwa then introduced the General Conference President, Elder Ted Wilson, who was so excited and humbled by the narrative history given by the Prince, especially his passion about the Sabbath and his love for the music.
So mercy is so important as a leader to be able to help people find the right way and the pathway that is just. And then the third part, the very last, it says, and to walk humbly with your God. Because as we read, as the Honorable Mayor read in Psalm 90, it is God who is over all. And those of us who have been placed in responsible positions, we accept them, but we are humbled because our source of power does not come from ourselves, but comes from the Almighty God.
As part of their culture, the Prince gave Elder Ted Wilson and Nancy beautiful traditional gifts, which the Wilsons said they would treasure and cherish them. Elder Wilson reciprocated by giving the Prince a special pen and a Bible. Just to show how passionate the Prince Mangosuthu Buthelezi is about the scriptures, even at his old age of 95 years old, he quickly opened his favorite Bible text and read it passionately, and the GC leader was almost in tears as he was humbled by the love of the scriptures that the Prince demonstrated.
Yea, though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I will fear no evil, for thou art with me. Thy Lord and I serve. They comfort me. Thou prepare a table before me in the presence of my enemies. Thou anointest my head with oil, my cup overrunneth. Surely goodness and mercy shall follow me all the days of my life, and I will dwell in the house of the Lord forever.
Amen. Praise be to God. Praise be to God.
Sister Ellen G. White, our inspired writer, says we are not safe even for a minute without prayer. And prayer is what Elder Ted Wilson and his wife Nancy came to offer the prince and the royal family.
We thank you for your being the ruler of the universe, the one who has existed since eternity and into eternity, as was read to us in Psalm 90. As this very special center of influence and church and community center is established, we ask that it will continue to show the interest of the Seventh-day Adventist Church in the people of the Zulu kingdom.
Escorting the visitors out, the prince said he was extremely happy and humbled by the visit of the General Conference President, Elder Ted Wilson, and his wife Nancy.
It's a very important day in my life to host the president, the worldwide president of the Seventh-day Adventist Church. My mother, before I was born, was actually joined the church, and many of her teachings from Ellen White really have a mark on my life.
As for the SAU leaders, words failed them to express their joy, especially the visit by the GC leader to their territory. Dr. Paul Shongwe, the union president, reiterated the commitment that SAU has embarked on, that of building a center of influence.
What an honor today to be at Ulundi and hosted by the Prince and the Prime Minister, and we were happy to hand over the plans and everything that is necessary to begin the project at Kwangela Mankengana, the center of influence. This is very important because it will unite the community. The community will be able to participate as well, because we are a church that believes in community.
The SID Vice President, Dr. Jongimpi Papu, said the Prince today demonstrated that he was indeed brought up in an Adventist family because of his leadership style, his principles, and the health message that he upholds so passionately.
Listening to Mangosuthu Buthelezi, the traditional Prime Minister, speak so fondly about the church, one sees the influence that a mother can play to a child. And not only to him, but look at his child also. Now, it's a very, very exciting moment. And that influence is amazing. One can see how far we can go, not just to say people must go to heaven, but what it does even in transforming our culture. To me, that has been the highlight of the day.
This visit is very significant because Adventism among African people in the great province of KwaZulu-Natal started here. It started here in 1909. That's when Adventism was planted here. So it's very significant that we have our president, our world president, to come here to acknowledge that.
The world church president is here, and we are so excited, and it will open the opportunity for evangelism because we are known now through this visit of our president.
All right. Centers of influence are intentional to make the church known and to make the community aware that the church is there and the church loves the public and the church also cares for the community.
The significance of the visit of Pastor Ted Wilson, particularly to this part of the Southern Africa Union Conference in Zululand, he's here to inspire the local members to continue waiting for the second coming of Jesus.
Both the young and the old were so happy to have met their world leader, Elder Ted Wilson, face to face.
It was a precious time to meet him eye to eye. Thank you, Lord.
I'm so excited. We were so delighted.
And we were very happy to be here at the palace to have our king. And we were very happy, Shem. Thank you very much.
It was very exciting. It's a wonderful day. It was very exciting to meet the president.
As the delegation departed, the community was very happy to have met the GC president and his entourage. For the Adventist News Network, this is Noswanda reporting from Ulundi in South Africa.